Hello, everyone.
Oh, hey, Yuri. Oh, my. Welcome, Yuri. Huh?
Of all of them, Natsuki seems the most surprised.
The hell's gotten into you?
What do you mean? I can't be excited to join the club and talk with all of you. I also brought along our new member, MC. Everyone then turns their attention to me. Sayori's eyes meet mine and I freeze. Hi, everyone. Jesus, so many eyes. I almost forgot what being in crowds was like. So don't fret, for while you may be new here, none of us will bite. Huh. Natsuki's giving us both a somewhat justified expression, questioning what the hell is going on here. But that said, let us take our seats. Whatever caused Sayori's balloon to inflate immediately popped as she loses all the newfound vigor she expressed mere seconds ago. Yeah. After a few awkward minutes pass, everyone seems to be back to doing what they were previously. Monica is standing at the teacher's podium working on paperwork. While Sayori and Natsuki are both in their own books. I still catch glimpses from Natsuki every so often, her skepticism quite apparent. I want to read that one book with Yuri, but now I feel too awkward to even approach her. Just what was that anyway? Was she trying to show me something? No, wait. She definitely was. She broke character to show me that I can do that too. I look over at Yuri, who catches my glance. Instead of retreating behind her book, she maintains eye contact. Before looking off and barely pointing from behind her book, I follow her gaze, eyes landing on Sayori. I guess Yuri really is trying to help, huh? Albeit the way she did so was definitely weird, but I walk over to Sayori, tapping her shoulder.
Huh?
Sayori turns, noticing me.
Oh, hey,
Melody. Hey. Nice to see you again. I muster a smile.
Yeah, you do. Wanna sit together?
Yeah. Sayori pulls one of the nearby desks closer to hers, then pats the chair. I sit down. Just as I do, Sayori wraps her arms around me tightly, placing her forehead on my shoulder. Sayori?
You were nervous, weren't you? I don't know why, but Yuri was acting kind of weird earlier. But I saw you and it kind of clicked, you know.
Huh? No, wait, you got that wrong.
No, silly, I know what I said. You wanted to hang out with me.
Sayori parts the hug, returning my smile.
Thank you, Melly.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't know where to start. Melly, now that's something I haven't been called in a long time. After sharing some moments of silence together, both our heads on our respective desks, we're suddenly woken up.
They were just napping with their heads down.
Okay, everyone. Now that we've settled ourselves in for our dinner for the day, I was thinking of a club activity we could do. Given this is the literature club, I was thinking, why not read poems and interpret their meanings?
Yuri's head perks up as well, curious like the rest of us. Sayori, sitting next to me, is giving Monica her full attention.
Well, every piece of literature can have multiple interpretations, correct? And while most people would sit on the status quo, would it not be fun to share our own thoughts on various poems? Perhaps even enlightening us to different perspectives or meanings we did not see before. So, I am.
Sayori raises her hand, eager as always.
I guess it could be pretty neat.
I agree. Writing is all about sharing our own stories and perspectives, after all.
MC.
Monica turns to me, as does everyone else. Well, I do admit it sounds like a pretty nice idea.
Then it's settled. For this, you can split up into groups or work on your own, however you like. Come into the club meeting, we will share our findings.
Monica takes out a stack of papers from a nearby printer, straightening them out on the teacher's desk she's been sitting behind. She then hands them out to each of us 3 different poems. I turn to Sayori. Well, Sayori? Sayori? Is she pretending to not hear me? Sayori.
I know! Well, you work with Yuri.
Huh? But we were just...
Nuh-uh. Yuri helped you out earlier, didn't she? So you should help her in return.
I suppose she is right from a certain point of view, but I can't help but feel twinge of disappointment. All right, I will.
Yeah, I'll still be here if you need me bored.
She throws a knowing wink my way, and I respond in kind. She's doing this for a good reason. All I have to do is trust her. Of course, Mage. I give Sayori another hug, as natural as could be, before leaving the desk and walking over to Yuri. As I approach Yuri, I see her deeply invested in reading one of the poems. Hey, Yuri. She turns to me, startled. Sorry. Sorry, for what? But beginning without you. I look her in the eyes, smiling as broadly as I can muster. No biggie, that just means you have a head start. A head start. Best to scratch her back after she scratched mine. Yuri then pauses, studying me. Yuri? I just realized. Aren't you going to work with Sayori? Oh, about that. Sayori said I should work with you. Not that I'm not also doing this a little for me, but hey, I don't mind either way. Is that so? Yuri gives me a smile. Very well, let us proceed in this endeavor together. Yeah. I pull one of the nearby desks closer to Yuri's, then take a seat. Mind if I see the poem you started with? You may go ahead. Yuri puts the poem down, sliding it across the desk so I can read it.
The Black Sea. A black sea, shimmering in the dark. Its appearance unmatched, its purpose unknown. It hides tears, events long marked. Why must it hurt, events yet atoned? Only one knows, a person of will. As their past sinks, the sea weaves, cleansing its appearance, truth shows the rill, after the black sea deceives.
I wonder what it means. I think it's best to start from the top here. I look at Yuri, curious as to what words she may say next. Considering her experience, she will likely decipher this in no time. A black sea, shimmering in the dark. I think the author meant this. While the sea can't be looked through, during our darkest hours, it makes itself apparent. Huh, why didn't I think of that? Well, I know why I didn't, but... What makes you say that? Yuri turns her head towards me, having a slight smile. When something shimmers, what does that usually mean? That it reflects light? No, not in a literal sense, but figuratively. It means that the sea is trying to get your attention. That makes some sense. So you try the next one. Alright, shouldn't be too hard, let's have a look. I take a good look at the paper once again. Its appearance unmatched, its purpose unknown. Unmatched as in unique, right? Yuri nods her head, curious as to how I will proceed. Purpose unknown speaks for itself, doesn't it? Sometimes things seem to speak for themselves, but the more you think about it, the more you find that it hides its true meaning. Do you think it means something other than nobody knows what it's for? It's always possible. What if it has multiple meanings? As a result, no one knows which is the correct one. Huh, I didn't think about it that way. You have to use that mindset if you want to interpret a story. Don't think of just one reason, try to think of as many as possible. That way. Then she abruptly pauses. Sorry, I got carried away. I never quite gave you a chance to speak, did I? No, it's alright. I really like your advice, actually. A swell of emotions brushes past me, and I shake it off as quickly as it arrives. Oh, jeez, that slipped right past my brain without giving me the chance to think about it. Yuri looks at me, studying me after I gave my response. Thank you, MC. I look away, feeling a twinge of embarrassment upon my face.
There's twinge again. I don't know. Once again, I don't know if they actually meant like tinge. Tinge would make sense. I don't know what a twinge is necessarily. It's another Britishism, maybe.
I'll take the next one. Let's see. Yuri peruses the paper with her finger. It hides tears, events long marked. My understanding of this line is that the scene hides some form of traumatic past, those events long marked. What if it hides how people feel about said trauma? Given how dark it is, it would be hard to notice what's underneath after all, which could tie in with how it's trying to be noticed. True, I suppose we agree on it being about the past, that one isn't hard to figure out. But where do those tears come from? That's the question.
Well, I guess it could be tears or tears.
Do the tears come from the past, or what someone thinks about the past? Maybe the next sentences could make it clearer. Yuri, meanwhile, seems to be deep in her own thoughts. Why must it hurt events yet untold? This leads credence to my trauma theory I mentioned earlier. Of course, the same principle could be applied to any upsetting event in the past, not necessarily trauma, but... Yuri takes a breath in and out. I do much of the same before continuing. Our consensus so far is that this poem is talking about the past, right? I believe so, yes. Then our analysis would fit, wouldn't it? If someone were to have a past they were not happy about, naturally they would feel hurt by it. I bite my lip a little. Also, looking back on that first part, why must it hurt? If you think about it, it takes a certain force of will to get through certain past events, regardless of how deep they may be. Getting through them isn't to be free from, or... I give her a small smile accompanied by a shrug. Honestly, probably both. Freeing yourself from the past and fighting against it. Both take a lot of effort and force of will. Which I guess leads to our next line. Only one knows a person of will. Only one person understands the sea and has the answers. That seems reasonable. No, I don't think it's that simple. I take a look at the paper, then back at Yuri. Not that simple, huh? What do you mean? If the sea hurts everyone, and everyone can have a force of will... Yuri eyes widen in realization. Unless she confidently takes a deep breath. I believe I understand. Oh? I find myself leaning closer to her side of our two desks, looking over. Only one knows, as in only one type of person. That makes sense, though. What type of person is it referring to? You see, everyone wants to be at their best. But how many people actually achieve that, MC? I briefly mull over the question. I mean, practically anyone would want to achieve the most they can. But the odds of that actually happening? Not to mention how we often have to fight with ourselves. Some people can have lofty ideals that need to be brought back down to earth. While others, well... Yeah, she's definitely got a point. I don't think someone can beat their best. Everyone changes daily, and so does their definition of best. In other words, to answer your question, no, Owen? That's one way of looking at it, but very few people actually overcome their fears. Even if you believe you aren't afraid of something, that just means you don't think about your fears. But when faced with them, it can make you freeze, caught in the headlights like a deer, pale as can be. It's rather uncanny, this one. That is true. Oh, I didn't mean, Yuri stumbles over herself. It's really nothing, just an observation of mine. Don't pay it any mind, please. Yuri then lets out a small sigh. As we were discussing. Ah, right. It takes the right kind of mindset to overcome the past. And not everyone has that mindset, that experience that taught them how to beat or treat the past. That sort of person is a rarity, someone you'd be hard-pressed to come across in your life. Yes, I believe so. There seems to be something on Yuri's mind, something more she wants to say, yet I can't quite make out what. Hey, Yuri. She seems to be surprised, snapping out of whatever she had on her mind. Do you want to take a break, or... Thanks for your help. You really got a knack for this, you know. I'm... She clasps her hands over her chest. I'm only a novice. A real expert would have finished this already. Oh, I don't think it's humanly possible to do it better than this. And now you're just trying to cheer me up. I let out a sigh of my own. It seems like her self-esteem isn't that easy to pull up compared to others. All right, I'll take the next one. As their past sinks, the sea leaves. I'm guessing this means sinking as in the past is fading away. Correct so far. Then this one isn't that difficult. As you resolve your past, whatever the sea contains changes. You're improving, MC. I am. Yuri nods, a melancholic expression on her face. She then falls silent, contemplating something. Yuri? Why were you staring at me earlier today? Crap, she noticed that I definitely didn't forget. I was daydreaming. Ah, I thought it was something else. She looks away for a minute, probably collecting her thoughts. Where were we? Cleansing its appearance, truth shows through the rill. Ah, it's as I thought. As the water clears, or in other words, the past, it all becomes a it all becomes clear. Then the question is, how does it fit in with the last sentence? What was it called? Stanza. The last stanza, yes. After the Black Sea deceives. Yuri looks on, awaiting my response. I'm guessing it means the sea isn't fully forthcoming. It takes that specific person, the one with will, to see through it. Sound about right? Yuri nods her head in agreement. If we piece all of this together, what do you think this poem is about? Conflict? Yuri contemplates my response. Before giving one of her own. I was thinking more along the lines of being hurt, but both concepts involve wanting to be noticed, hiding our true feelings, and not always being resolved by just anyone. Once it does get resolved, it shows the truth. We both have smiles on our faces. It seems we cracked the code. This went well. Thank you for your help, MC. No, thank you for helping me. I don't read poems very often, you know. She nods. Do you want to go on to the next one? Oh, geez, that's right. I have 3 more after this. Oh, I don't mind if you want to stop for now. No, as long as we do this together, it'll be worth it. We continue on to the next pose, taking us as much time as that first one for every poem. Despite the slow pace, we both enjoy it, being together and learning our views on each subject.